In the new Discovery Plus original true crime series Relentless, follow filmmaker Christina Fontana as she helps a family searching for their missing daughter, going down a rabbit hole of drugs, corruption, organized crime, and possibly murder. Relentless, now streaming on Discovery Plus. Start your free trial.
I'm Dick Iuliano.
Tips for checking if your backyard deck is safe. I'm Mike Murillo.
74 degrees at Metro Center, 63 degrees in Frederick. It's 3:59, 4 o'clock.
CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Dell Small Business.
I'm Monica Ricks in New York. The rest of a condo building in Surfside, Florida has been demolished after collapsing and killing at least 24 people more than a week ago. WFOR TV's Bobeth Yates reports.
We heard multiple explosions and then we saw it start to crumble.
We're recommending residents in the areas affected to ensure that all their windows and doors and air intakes are closed.
Mayor Daniela Levine Cava issuing an advisory for those who live in the vicinity of Champlain Tower South. Officials say the debris from the portion of the building that was demolished fell in a different area from the previous collapse. And they even placed a tarp over the original rubble pile to ensure they don't mix.
121 people are still missing. A state of emergency in Florida ahead of Tropical Storm Elsa. CBS meteorologist Jeff Baradelli.
On Tuesday, it'll be located near the Keys in southwest Florida, producing heavy rain in places like Key West, Naples, up to Fort Myers. Then the system moves north and probably will make landfall somewhere close to the Tampa Bay area early on Wednesday morning.
That storm could dump up to 8 inches of rain. Another ransomware attack, this time against a software supplier. CBS's Lana Zach.
A security firm is blaming the same Russian-linked group, Revel, that is believed to be responsible for the ransomware attack on a U.S. meat supplier last month. President Biden was asked about the situation Saturday and said the federal government is investigating.
We're not certain. The initial thinking was it was not the Russian government, but we're not sure yet.
Professional golfer Eugene Siller and 2 other men are dead in a shooting at a country club in Atlanta. Police say Siller worked there, but have not released a motive for that shooting. Bill Cosby's former co-star is making amends after a controversial tweet.
Felicia Rashad first celebrated the news on Twitter, writing, "Finally, a terrible wrong is being righted. A miscarriage of justice is corrected," prompting an immediate backlash from survivors of sexual assault. Rashad is now a dean at Howard University. The school condemned her comments, and Rashad then wrote a letter to students saying she vehemently opposes sexual violence. She says she'll spend the next few weeks actively listening and attending training sessions to learn to become a stronger ally to sexual assault survivors. Wendy Gillette, CBS News.
Pope Francis is recovering from surgery. The Vatican says the pontiff was treated for a problem with his large intestine at a hospital in Rome. It's his first major health scare since becoming pope. This is CBS News.
Upgrade your business during Dell Technologies Black Friday and July event. Get savings up to 50% off and take your office with you with Windows 10 Pro. Call 877-ASK-DELL.
It's 4:03, Monday, July 5th, 2021. 66 degrees, going up to 90. Good morning. I'm Stephanie Gaines Bryant. The top local stories we're following this hour. Crowds started early and then slowly made their way to find spots on the National Mall for the fireworks. It was a year when many were excited to gather in big groups again.
Clara Shurtleff of Stafford, Virginia, said she decided on a day trip since the weather was so great, and
we haven't seen the fireworks before.
She said it's great to see big crowds again, but hard to ignore the pandemic.
It's really good to see people's faces again. Unfortunately, I think not enough people are vaccinated.
The crowd slowly trickled into the National Mall, vying for the best spot to see the show. The fireworks this year were getting back to a family tradition for Rashad Arun and his family.
We didn't come here last year because of coronavirus, but the year before that we did.
Valerie Bonk, WTOP News.
On Maryland's Eastern Shore, it was a different story. Both fireworks shows scheduled in Ocean City were canceled following this. The fireworks were being unloaded Sunday morning when something went very wrong. Ocean City Fire says one lit and the other quickly followed. Khadijah Bull manages the Candy Kitchen on Dorchester Road, steps away from where it happened.
We heard a big boom and the window shook a little. So then we ran to go see what it was, and then we saw a huge smoke. We saw like a huge fire first, and then right after that, the fireworks just started going off, but they were like really low to the ground. So we knew that like something was off.
One fireworks handler suffered minor injuries. No one else was injured. The site where both shows were set up is off limits and will be inspected for the next several days. A crash near the Washington Monument Saturday night was the intentional act of a man who witnesses say drove right into the crowd.
It was a terrifying moment for visitors out near the Washington Monument around 7:30. A man behind the wheel of an SUV somehow mounted the curb and drove along a walkway, crashing into a wall along the northeast side of the monument. That's according to D.C. police. Nicholas Klein and his son watched it all unfold. He told NBC4 it was no accident. The driver was trying to hurt someone.
Because he was going down the walkway and people were running out of the way, and then he ran right into that wall, literally just missing somebody by, I would say, a foot.
No one was hurt, and the driver was eventually carried away on a stretcher, yelling profanities about social media sites. The FBI is investigating the incident as an act of terrorism. Melissa Howell, WTOP News.
U.S. Park Police have identified the driver as 38-year-old Jack Joseph Dessin of New Jersey. He's been arrested and charged with attempted assault with a dangerous weapon and will appear in court today. Last year, the pandemic hit D.C. Superior Court, stopped enforcing bench warrants for misdemeanors. Now the court is offering safe surrender to those wanted before police and federal marshals go look for them.
The court has set aside 4 days this month, July 9th and 10th, and then the 16th and 17th, when the hundreds of people wanted for misdemeanor bench warrants can arrange online for their surrender. People would use their smartphone, laptop, notepad, or desktop computer to register, and then would be guided through the process. Prosecutors have promised to give credit to those who surrender, and attorneys from the Public Defender's Service will be standing by to help. Dick Iuliano, WTOP News.
It's 4:07.
Hi, it's Jonathan Cotton at the Good Feet store, and you've heard me talk about how I love my Good Feet arch support so much that I bought the store. Well, it's true. I never had a product transform my life like Good Feet arch supports. But listen now to what some of your neighbors right here in the D.C. area are saying. Robert says, I have had a hard time moving around due to lower back problems. For the first time in 6 years, I ran around the store. Maria says, for the first time in forever, I was able to work most of the day on my feet without pain. I love these. Michael writes, I waited too long. The results of how much better I feel in such a short time is a blessing. Chrissy says, it's such an easy way to change your life, and it's changed my life forever. Come in today for your free fitting and test walk. The Good Feet store is located at the Village at Leesburg, Fairfax Corner, and
in the new Discovery Plus original true crime series Relentless, follow filmmaker Christina Fontana as she helps a family searching for their missing daughter, going down a rabbit hole of drugs, corruption, organized crime, and possibly murder. Relentless, now streaming on Discovery Plus. Start your free trial.